Hey, welcome to another episode of Stu Man Rides. We're out here at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway, and this time I'm going to get to ride a Ninja 400R. All right, so I get to ride a Ninja 400R. That's a pretty cool bike. I'll give you a little walkthrough of the bike to show you some of the upgrades that have been done. This is going to be a race bike. It doesn't have numbers on it yet, so we can't call it a race bike until he puts some numbers on it. This is my buddy Matt's bike. Matt Testa helps run compact octane track days, so shout out to them. They do track days that kind of have a niche for these ultra lightweight bikes. They have special groups just for ultra lightweights, so you don't have to go out there and try to pass the guys on the thousands at your track day when you're on a Ninja 400 or something. So anyway, so this bike is pretty cool. It is not legal for the ultra lightweight class. They think it's too fast. Matt's trying to find some way for us to fit it in. Maybe it'll run in middleweights. But right now, the Kawasaki Ninja 500 is the bike for that class, and this one's a little bit faster than that one. So we'll try to figure something out race-wise. I think probably club race organizations are struggling with that a bit across the country, but it is a great bike, and I'm going to get to ride it pretty soon. So let's kind of go through it and talk about the bike a little bit. So we'll start from the front this time. So up front, the suspension-wise, we have bi-tubo cartridges. We have a Gale Speed master cylinder. We have a Graves throttle assembly. We have upgraded Brembo GP94. Look at those shiny brake calipers. Those are pretty cool. Looking at those rotors, don't look stock. Those are Gale Speed rotors on there. He's got the Graves oil cooler on there, radiator guard, got race bodywork on it, GB Racing case covers. That's pretty typical. Graves rear sets, Graves exhaust, bi-tubo shock with a full data acquisition on there. So that's pretty cool as well. It looks like pretty stock wheels, and using a pit bull stand to hold this thing up. Those are great. Got the AIM Solo 2 on there, standard dash on it, and of course the aftermarket switches and buttons. So keyless gas cap, and that looks like most of the mods. Looks like he's got a flash tuned shifter on there. So this bike has about 75, missing my hand. So this bike has about 75 horsepower. It's flashed by Graves. So Graves flashes the ECU. It also has velocity stacks and air filters on it. So a little bit better flow to the engine, gets you a little bit more horsepower. That's probably pretty close to what it is stock, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I'll get to ride this thing in a minute and I'll tell you how it feels. So that's the Ninja 400RR. And like I said, I'm going to get to go out and ride this thing and check it out. And I'll give you my impressions once I'm done. Okay, so heading out on the Ninja 400. Oh, no, that's not right. It's a ZX-4RR. So I keep confusing it in this video. The Ninja 400 is a parallel twin. This is the ZX-4RR, which is an inline 4. So this bike has a bit more power, revs a little bit higher. It's definitely a little bit faster. And I'll talk a little bit later in the video about where this bike fits into the racing class structure. We're kind of having a hard time with that right now. I apologize ahead of time for the wind noise on the engine audio. I know people like to hear how the bike sounds, so I wanted to leave that in. But unfortunately, my GoPro footage, which I normally would get that audio from, didn't quite work out. So you'll have to deal with the 360 audio. So that's Andrew on a Yamaha R7 going by me at the end of the back straight there. And you can see that he just barely able to get by. So there wasn't like a huge speed differential. He was pretty close to me, I think, coming onto the back straight, and he just kind of went by pretty slowly. So the bike is definitely faster, and as you can see,
the R7 will get away a little bit in each short straightaway here. And then with the Ninja 400's handling, you can kind of make up some of that ground back in the longer sweeping corners and especially the tighter sections of the track. So we're going to follow Andrew for this lap, and we get a good kind of speed comparison between the Ninja 400, the ZX-4RR, and the Yamaha R7. There's also a Panigale in front there. Don't know if it's a V2 or an older 1199 or what, but we'll see that a little bit later. So going around the outside here, another ZX-4RR, kind of cool. Going around the outside of him in turn 16 there, and we're off on our lap and try and hang on to the back of Andrew if we can, so you can get a little bit of a comparison between the speed difference between the ZX4 and the R7. So the ZX4 may end up racing in the same class as the R7. It's going to be tough for the 400 there. The R7 and the Aprilias have a bit more horsepower. So you can see here coming onto the back straight, Andrew just went around the Panigale, and you see the Panigale sucked right up on him going down the back straight and thought about passing him, but didn't go in quite deep enough to get in front of Andrew. So both of those bikes getting away from the 400 a lot, but over the top of the hill here you can see how you can close ground on them pretty quickly through the tighter sections of the track. So the ZX4 handles fantastic. I mean, the corner speed that you can roll on this bike is just amazing. Every time you go into a corner, you're like, I could have definitely done that faster. And it was really tough to find the limit in a short session, but tons of fun. And so you can see Andrew each lap here getting away just a tiny bit after we got around the Panigale there, but Andrew just every straightaway just inches away a little bit further. I think a better rider could probably catch up a little bit more in the corners than what I was able to do here. But down the front straight we go, end of the lap, and it's a 1:59 lap time on the 400. So that's about it. It was super fun riding this thing, and the ergonomics are great, and like I said, it's just amazing the amount of corner speed that you can carry on a bike like this.
Okay, here we are, end of the day. I just got done riding the ZX-4RR, and man, was that bike fun. Holy cow. You know, there's something about these ultra lightweight bikes that are just incredible. And I did a review on the R3 a few years ago, a couple of years ago at least, and that was super popular. And yeah, this bike is just, it's something else. It is so much fun to ride. Maddie put it very well. The bike messes with your mind because you think you can go so fast into a corner or through a corner, and you do that, and the bike's just like, yeah, you can go faster. That was like nothing. And then the next lap you go in there, you know, a mile an hour or two faster, and the bike's like, yeah, you can go faster than that. And it's just like, it seems like there's no limit. I mean, you can just throw the thing into a corner and it sticks. It's so light. It's so easy to ride. And the best part is it sounds cool because it's an inline four, so it sounds like an R6 or something. And it just doesn't have the horsepower. The chassis, it feels much more like a sport bike. You know, the R3, the Ninja 400, those things, the clip-ons are up high and the frames just aren't that good. This thing is like, yeah, it's like a real bike. I mean, it is pretty darn cool. Doesn't have the power, even up high in the RPMs, the power kind of falls off a little bit. I think it revs to like 14 or 15 grand or something crazy like that. And it likes to be up in that upper range, but like right at the top, the power falls off just a little bit. It does have a quick shifter and an auto blipper, so that makes it a whole lot easier to ride because you're shifting the thing a lot, you know, up 2 gears, down 2 gears, pretty much everywhere. So the auto blipper and the quick shifter really makes that a lot easier. And yeah, I just can't say enough. The bike is just super, super fun to ride. I went out there for one session and I just didn't want to come in. I'm like, all right, it's not my bike. I can't ride this thing all day. And unfortunately, the 360 camera messed up, and I had to go back out on it again. So I'm like, yeah, all right, so I'll ride it again. Yeah, super, super fun. Very planted, very ergonomics feel great. The tail section for me is a little bit short. So this piece kind of hits my butt, so it keeps me a little bit further forward than I would like to be. Also, I was saying he could use some grippy stuff on the tank. That makes things a little bit easier as well. Otherwise, like the bike from the seat forward, it feels like a 600, right? It's like that size and those kind of ergonomics. The only thing that stops it is, you know, makes it feel a little smaller is that tail section is just a little short for me. I'm about 6 feet tall. I'm not sure what brand the bodywork is, but the way that tail section is shaped, it's just a little bit short. Yeah, brakes are fantastic. On this bike, you don't really have to brake very much though. So like even going down into turn 10 here at Chuckwalla, it's probably the hardest braking zone. You're just not going that fast down the straight, and then you don't really have to brake that hard for the corner. Same thing into turn 16 here at the end of the, I'm sorry, yeah, turns 17 and 16, we're going counterclockwise. So those become turns 1 and 2. You can go in there like so deep because you're just not going that fast and you don't have to slow down that much. So it's really entertaining. I had some time to kind of race with people a little bit and play with people. You know, passed a guy on an R1, like, oh, that was kind of cool. You know, I'm on a 400. I think the lap time I did a 59 on this, which isn't bad, you know, for first time riding the bike, and I'm an old man, so it cut me some slack. 59 is not bad. I understand that better riders have gone 56s on this bike, so a few seconds faster than what I went, but they had a bit more time on the bike as well. So yeah, I got lots of excuses. Anyway, super cool bike. Very thankful for Maddie to let me ride this thing. So big shout out to Compact Octane Track Days. If you haven't heard of these guys, check them out. They do track days and they have a special group just for ultra lightweight bikes. So if you have a 400 or something like that and you want to ride it on the track without having to ride with a bunch of people on thousands, then hit up Compact Octane. Also, hey, if you like this video and you like this kind of content, you'd like to see more of it, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, comment on the video. If you have any questions about the bike that I can answer, I will. I'm always in the comment section and I try to reply to most stuff that asks for a reply. Yeah, thanks to all my sponsors: 60 helmets, Alpine Stars leathers and boots, 5 gloves, and Dunlop tires. Those are my main sponsors, so they help support this channel and I appreciate them. So that's what it's like to ride the ZX-4RR. And thank you for watching Stu Man Rides. Keep liking the videos and I'll do more of them.